we will endeavor to combine the University Press's traditional obligation to scholarship with A&M's equally traditional role of service to Texas and the Southwest, preserving and interpreting the region's heritage in history, natural history, art, and literature. These were the words of the founding director of Texas A&M University Press in September 1974. In 1999, celebrating its 25th anniversary, former Texas A&M President Frank Vandiver again articulated the essence and mission of University Press publishing at Texas A&M.
Scholarly publishing presents a kind of daring do. It's in a sense a form of entrepreneurial outreach of the university to the scholarly community. And in the case of Texas A&M Press, outreach as well to the state, the region the university serves. A university press is a flash of color, a monument to serious research and clear thinking and good writing, a lasting record of the best of the nation's minds. It's daring, varied, and it's doing.
The next 25 years brought a sea change in the way books are created, manufactured, and sold throughout the publishing industry. The press responded quickly to the landslide of innovations. It was one of the first university presses to move from editing paper manuscripts to on-screen editing, to take advantage of on-demand printing technology, and to produce and deliver ebooks, while its long-standing relationships with bookstores and dealers remain strong to this day. For 50 years, the press has published peer-reviewed books for both scholars and general readers in subject areas embraced at its founding and reflected in academic strengths at Texas A&M. It remains a custodian of Aggie history and tradition, and an advocate for the work of faculty across the A&M system and beyond. With its full calendar of academic meetings, signing events, and exhibits, the press extends the Aggie reach around the globe. The press has won more than 600 book awards, including major scholarly awards in all fields in which it publishes, all major Texas Book Awards, and nationally prestigious awards for both content and design. Many book series are named and sponsored by individuals or institutions and are defined by subject matter that reflects the interests or honors the family of the funding sponsor. The press publishes book series in collaboration with 10 Texas A&M University system campuses. The press's distribution center provides warehousing, sales, order fulfillment, and shipping services to 8 members of the Texas Book Consortium. Texas A&M is the only university press with its own TV show. Broadcasting from KAMU, publicity manager Christine Brown hosts The Bookmark on public television, a half-hour author interview show now with more than 100 episodes, available for viewing on the national PBS website. In 1983, the John H. Lindsay Building was built on the south side of campus to house Texas A&M's still young university press. Adjacent to the Music Activities Center and a short walk from Aggie Park, the Core Center, the Association of Former Students, and Kyle Field, the press is located in the cultural heart of campus. At the dedication of the John H. Lindsay Building in 1983, artists whose works had appeared in books published by Texas A&M University Press donated 20 paintings to form the core of the Frank H. Wardlaw collection of Texas art, named in recognition of the press's founding director, whose passion for Texas art and Texas art books informs the press's publishing program to this day. Now with more than 100 works of art, the Wardlaw collection reads like a who's who of Texas artists and photographers, and works by artists in the collection and their accompanying books have appeared in notable exhibitions on campus and throughout the state. And you need look no further than to the press's next-door neighbor to find another area where the press has cemented its reputation. From blues to bluegrass, from Americana to jazz, the press has published definitive books on Texas music history, books about iconic songwriters and prominent musicians, and books that showcase the ethnic richness and variety of music made in the Lone Star State. Sometimes they do much more. After Texas A&M University Press published my book, author Donna Marie Miller told Texas Highways Magazine, I felt determined to obtain a Texas historical marker for the broken spoke. Books can make things happen. The Association of Former Students at Texas A&M has been supporting the press since its first publishing season in 1975. That year, it funded the publication of the 2-volume Centennial History of the University, and the first named book series was launched. From that seed 50 years later, the Centennial Series of the Association of Former Students stands at 135 books and counting. The press has published Aggie books that range from accounts of distinguished military service in almost every war to the rediscovery of the magnificent architecture on the Texas A&M campus. Books that will last as long as the revered traditions of muster and the 12th man remain integral to the press's publishing program. Speaking of traditions,
I'm here in the Kyle Field press box where I spent a lot of Saturdays on every home game from 1985 to 2017. Saw a lot of great football games. And one of the reasons I'm here today is for the Swain Pop book series that they do at the University Press at Texas A&M. Not too far from here, across the way there, is Reed Arena. And Gary Blair, of course, was a longtime coach and a national championship coach at Texas A&M with women's basketball. And he's got one of the books in this series. And also, Dad Wynn has a book in this series as well. And what a player he was. I found it very interesting when I had an opportunity to do this book, and it all started with a group tour that was coming through the press box over at Bluebell baseball field, and somebody said, have you ever thought about writing a book? And these folks were from the University Press that were in the press box, and I was saying, no, not really. But I'm a storyteller, and the older I got, the more stories I had to tell.
With 365 miles of Texas indelibly connected to the Gulf of Mexico, the press has become a premier publisher of books on the American Sea, publishing books on the science, history, natural history, conservation, and management of the Texas coast and the Gulf's abundant resources. The press has also been a pioneer publisher in the field of underwater archaeology, capitalizing on the strength of the university's Nautical Archaeology program. Books range from major undersea site reports around the globe to the tale of one of the world's greatest shipwreck discoveries, right here off the Texas coast. Like so much of what it publishes, the press's other books in archaeology and anthropology serve scholars, students, and readers everywhere. When President George H.W. Bush chose Texas A&M as the home for his presidential library, the University Press jumped to acquire books in presidential studies and public policy. Collaboration with the Bush School of Government and Public Service continues to produce timely books on major public policy issues, including making the ebook edition of a critical book on the global pandemic available without charge. One clear-cut area where the press stepped in to fill a knowledge gap was in military history. Few university presses publish either academic or general books on military topics, and by filling this need, the press has built an outstanding reputation in the field. Distinguished scholarly books that have received national recognition, including a National Book Award finalist, an Eisenhower Center Award winner, and multiple Army, Air Force, and Marine Corps Publication Award recipients, are also flanked by books that offer gripping, personal wartime stories. From the Texas Revolution to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, military books at the press have chronicled the experiences of infantry soldiers and commanding generals, of the Red Cross and West Point, of journalists and prisoners of war, of those on the battlefields and those on the home front.
I want to thank the National Cowboy Museum and Heritage Center for having the annual Western Awards in so many diverse categories. Thanks to my publisher, Texas A&M University Press, for allowing me as a writer to share not only stories of sheep herders and sheepmen, but also to find my own narrative voice.
Who better to publish books on the history of the American West that include groundbreaking work on ranching history and heritage than Texas A&M? From Canada and the Rockies, through the Great Plains to Texas and the Mexico border, books that present cutting-edge scholarship as well as poignant family chronicles capture the rich and ever-fascinating history of this dynamic region. Seeking out the variety and richness of the history of the Lone Star State, the press provides a forum for scholars as well as storytellers, with many of the books in this field being crossover titles for both academics and general readers. A premier and trusted source for students of Texas history in all its dimensions, these books also take their place in libraries throughout the country. Texas writers have found a welcome reception at Texas A&M University Press from the beginning, when literary giant John Graves teamed with photographer Jim Bones for the book Texas Heartland. Other celebrated Texas writers followed. Today, the press collaborates with the Whitliff Southwestern Writers Collection at Texas State University to ensure a healthy future for literary Texas. A dream come true, that's what one editor said when she landed the job as a person in charge of books on the natural environment at the University Press. With A&M's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences at her doorstep, a world of expertise in fields that range from horticulture and gardening to range science and conservation biology brought the promise of manuscripts written by an all-star faculty, resulting in books that reflect the university's stature as a research institution and equally its commitment to education and outreach.
We at the Meadows Center for Water and the Environment at Texas State University sponsor two series of books. The first is called the Kathy and Ed Cox Jr. series on conservation leadership, and the second is the Will and Pam Hart series on water and the environment. Even in the digital age, these books have become increasingly important in the conservation space in Texas, both in terms of inspiring young people who are looking for careers in conservation. That's why one series is called Conservation Leadership. But also, we have people who buy a number of books every single year to send out for Christmas. So there's any number of ways that these books contribute. And we're very, very proud of our relationship with A&M Press.
The Texas Master Naturalist Program is co-sponsored by Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service and Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. The mission of the Master Naturalist Program is to train a corps of volunteers across the state in conservation, natural resource, education, and stewardship. And these volunteers then go out and extend the reach of these two state agencies through a training that is based on expert material put together in our Master Naturalist statewide curriculum that was published with the A&M Press in 2016 with a variety of different authors and 24 different units of curriculum spanning soils and weather, to ornithology, mammalogy, forest ecology, and so much more.
The breadth and reputation of the Texas A&M imprint also attracts the work of faculty and other respected authors from system campuses and institutions in and out of Texas. Books in these fields have garnered national and state recognition.
After graduating from Texas A&M, 3 friends and I adopted a bunch of wild Mustangs and rode them 3,000 miles from Mexico to Canada through the deepest backcountry route we could find through the American West. We made a documentary hoping to inspire Mustang adoptions and conservation efforts. When we finished, there was no way to tell the entire story through just a movie, so we decided to create a book. Texas A&M University Press has done an incredible job matching the text with visuals to create a compelling story. We hope you enjoy this read as much as we enjoyed the ride.
For 50 years, the driving force at the center of the press's success has been the people who make it all possible. The authors, who in the words of Frank Wardlaw, expand the horizons of useful knowledge. The faculty members of the Press's Advisory Committee, who guard the Texas A&M imprint. The Advancement Board, whose members defend, support, and champion university press publishing at Texas A&M. The awesome Aggie students who keep it fun. The staff, whose dedication and love of publishing shine through in every single book. This is the Texas A&M University Press. These are the people who bring the books to life and give the many stories told in them dignity, respect, and a place under the Texas sun.